to set up the lethal next turn, I guess. Or not really, because the reels will be healing using Lay on Hands.
Yeah, he has to pass. This sap, he can't use it now just to squeeze in damage greedily. But he also knows that he's going to be limited because you're just like you mentioned, there is a limited amount of damage Miracle Rogue can do if you just kind of put yourself out of range. Reels is going to use this opportunity to build the board and strike back and potentially end the game too. Depends on how the next couple of turns pan out.
This is so sick, Frodon. He was almost there. He was like 2 damage off lethal. He had the combos. No Blade Flurry, but this is too late. Even with the Mind Games.
Was 2 cards too late.
What do you even do? Like, you just pass.
He waits.
I guess now you use Lay on Hands. Or can you just win? Wait, did you win here?
No, he doesn't have enough damage. He's got 11 on board plus the 2 on the Consecration.
Damage.
It's 3 damage. I would definitely think Lay on Hands here is important. You want to heal yourself up as much as possible, not to mention you draw into other ways to potentially end the game in the next turn if your opponent
Lay on Hands here. Like, how is Rogue going to kill you? You're like 30 health, you have a taunt. Like, even if there is a sap, like, there is no possibility to deal 30 points of damage from the empty board with 10 points of mana using sap, so it's like 8 points of mana. RDU is going down this game.
Uh-oh, Loatheb coming in a little bit too late. RDU needed these minions much earlier to put on pressure, and he's going to concede. Reels takes down the Miracle Rogue with Paladin and starts the series off 2-0 with a class a month ago everyone said was unplayable at the high levels.
I'm amazed. It's like, my money wasn't Reels, and we talked about it, but still, Reels was so consistent this game. He consistently stopped RDU from killing him with the heals, with the clears, with the taunts, with Tyrion. He put himself in a winning position and then like won in 2 free turns. And RDU, even though he had Leroy double Shadow Step, he had double Gadgets and Auctioneer, seemed like he almost had everything. He even had the Assassin's Blade with Deadly Poison on it. He wasn't able to plow through Paladin with all the defenses and all the heals.
Yeah, I think a couple of things. I mean, he did get some of the top decks he needed to go for some clears, but he also needed a few other cards to kind of line up in order to get the position to win. And at the same time, to be kind of fair, I kind of criticized him for the preparation key, but it would have drawn it straight into the Gnomish Inventor, so it didn't actually do anything. Then again, the preparation did just sit in his hand as he was unable to do anything with it. Unfortunate that RDU is already down 0-2 if you're a fan of his play, but he is not out of it yet. He has a Shaman deck, which can match up against Paladin. I would say this is pretty even, depends on how the things go, but the later the game progresses, the more favored I feel like Paladin is.
Also, the Shaman list that RDU is running is pretty standard. He has Lava Burst, which might be important for an extra push of damage. He is running Loatheb, but other than that, he's a standard list with Doomhammer, Alakir, both the Rattle Spiders. And he's getting a coin this time.
You're just a fan of the coin no matter what, huh?
Yeah, I love it. It's so good. You can play Leper Gnome and coin into a Leper Gnome. Best play ever.
I can't argue with that logic, I guess.
Right?
We can coin into 2 web spinners, put our favorite cards to the test.
Exactly. You'll be a fan of the coin as well. You'll see.
That's funny. All right, well, Reels, he has cards to kind of build the board, but he's going to be waiting for a long time, most likely hero powering for the first few turns of this game.
I feel like having Pyromancer here is so important. Where versus Miracle Rogue, it was kind of like a gimmicky card that you wanted to clear the Auctioneer. Here versus Shaman, if Shaman overextends and he puts like 4 minions on board, you will be able to clear effectively with Pyromancer. He also gets the equality, which is pretty good. On the other hand, RDU has all the small minions. Does he? Yeah, he has like Haunted Creeper on turn 2, which is pretty great. Also, a very good card to actually trade with those small 1/1 dudes. He has Unbound Elemental. He has a follow-up of Defender of Argus, so his hand looks pretty nice. He can even coin Azure Drake on turn 4 if he wants to.
Which most likely will be the play once True Silver gets pushed out, or even maybe not. If you see True Silver being pushed out, maybe not want to lose to Drake for free.
Did he just top deck this True Silver, or did he have it?
He had it. He had it.
He had it, okay.
It was, I think, the second or third card he drew.
This is one of the best counters, by the way, to the Unbound Elemental play on free.
Yeah, I was thinking about coin into the Drake, but I think Defender of Argus gets immediate value. You force the True Silver to attack, and then you play Drake. Very nice follow-up, and a great curve for RDU. He's even picked up Doomhammer, one of these cards that can be really good at cleaning up a lot of the smaller minions that has completely shored up the matchups for Paladin.
Oh man, he has so much burst potential with Doomhammer, Roguebiter, and that Lava Burst. It's so much damage coming into the way, and he had a good curve as well, so he will be an aggressor in this game. Reels is just defending.
Wow,
but
Alec here.
As well.
Very nice.
Nice.
You do have to be mindful, as he is going to use Earthshock here very wisely, and not give his opponent any ability to use his own Defender of Argus, a card that's seen pretty commonly in Paladin. I like the idea of being really cautious too of loading the board as Shaman, because you are aware of equality consecration combos. Those are the best ways for Paladin to answer what you have. So you have to be mindful of that if you're RDU coming to these next few turns.
I like how Paladin plays with those other Peacekeepers and stuff. It's like forcing your opponent to overextend so that you can clear with Pyromancer equality. Because if you play Alder here, you probably don't have to use Humility, but you just make those minions on the opposing side of the board just not very useful. So your opponent will be like, yeah, I need more minions because I need to do some damage, and then you clear. So the strategy here is pretty nice.
Completely agree. Back over to Reels. He top decks a Fire Elemental. It's pretty nice. And again, baiting out potential uses of equality while he can continue to reload with things like the Azure Drake. And then if he has things like Feral Spirits, it's another way to rebound. It feels a lot like you're fighting against a Control Warrior in the same sense. Control Warrior is just trying to stabilize the board, wait for the late stages of the game, and you're trying to make sure to play your minions in a nice spot so that way you're not overextending into Brawl. But even if you do, you have a way to rebound.
Well, right now, Reels is down to 16 points of health, and RDU has a lot of burst.
Oh, he top decks Earthshock too, which is a great way to deny these draws. Paladin's running low on cards, and Acolyte is one of the only ways that Paladin can get draws before things like Lay on Hands kick in.
On the other hand, this is the second Earthshock, and Reels has a Tyrion. But on the other, do you play Tyrion here? You haven't seen a single Hex. We know that there is no Hex in RDU's hand, but still, it's a pretty risky play. Can you do anything else? And there is a Harrison Jones. Oh my God! If RDU decides to play the Doomhammer, that can be a huge swing.
I just mentioned that Paladin doesn't have a lot of innate ways to card draw, but Harrison Jones is one of them against Doomhammer.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that.
Oh man, if he doesn't play this Tyrion here, and you probably wouldn't play, like playing Tyrion is a bad play considering the hexes. But what else are you going to do? You might have to YOLO.
You're not sitting at a good enough health to feel comfortable just dropping this Defender of Argus. Because if he has Lightning Storm, then you're toast. It's basically, which do you play around? Lightning Storm, take more damage, or Tyrion and get hexed. And he's going to take his chances because 2 Earthshocks have been used.
And no Hex. So Reels is still in the game. He still has the Holy Light to top up his health. And we are going to see the Doomhammer. Oh my God.
Whoa.
He's getting it again.
A big play is coming out, and Reels is going to slingshot back into this game. He has it, Ashbringer, and he's going to be drawing 6 cards. And he's going to be able to heal up with Holy Light, so even if his opponent has some way to burst, because Alec here would be actually game if his opponent didn't have a taunt, but I think Holy Light might have to come out here.
So many cards. This is huge. Also, RDU won't be able to play Alakir Roguebiter next turn because he's overloaded for free after playing
you're right.
Doomhammer.
You're right. He wasn't able to burst. Never mind. So Holy Light isn't the highest priority for Reels, but I think you still have to be really cautious.
Especially after seeing Lava Burst. You can expect your opponent to have a lot of burst in there. You still have to. Even like double of Roguebiter and Lightning Bolt, like you had to heal here. And now he has Lay on Hands.
Goodness.
Oh my God, he has everything.
Well met. It's exactly what Reels is thinking right now.
Mel wet, kind of. He has
RDU is
output.
devastated. He's just
Oh
hero
my
powering passing. He had 5 mana to play with, but now he's given Reels the board. And with Shaman, when you give the board and you don't have the clear way to burst and end the game, it's over. Now RDU can still draw second Rockbiter, right? Second Rockbiter and no taunt.
That will be 18 points of damage, but being
Still
real
can
here,
end the game.
do you heal? Yeah, you definitely play Guardian.
There it is, back up to 21. So now second Rockbiter is also out of the question to end the game. RDU is on the ropes and on the verge of being eliminated from this tournament, I believe, if Reels wins 3-0.
I believe that if Reels wins this game, and I don't think like nothing can stop him, he is set for advancing from our group with such a good score.
Well, he rolls high, and that was really important for RDU to be able to take down 2 of those minions in Harrison Jones, as well as the rest of their Reels top decks. No Inventor, but he's got lots of board clear with Consecration and pushing for damage.
Wait, can you actually win this turn with double Consecration? It's 4 damage plus 10. It's like he's 1 damage off lethal. Oh my god. He was.
This is just a recurring theme wherever we go, honestly.
I guess. It's not my fault that players are so often 1 damage off lethal.
And this is checkmate, though, because now with he's squeezing that 1 extra damage with Defender of Argus, even if there's board clear, there's a Consecration finish. So Reels has won this game. RDU is eliminated from this tournament. He's going for the board clear and doing what he can to stay alive. But Paladin, as much as he dropped to, what, 7 or 8 health, there's no way he can win. And RDU is going to concede before he even allows Reels to get the final blow. Reels is going to advance, I believe, in first place in his group guarantee with 3-0. We'll double check with the admins. But what a great day of play for our hero from California.
Deck. Reels really played it well. He played it masterfully. I really like how he was playing Paladin. I will probably ask him for coaching to coach me how to play this Paladin this good. It was so good. Oh my god, I'm amazed, really. Speechless.
Yeah, I think this is also a good sign just for all the teams out there kind of looking, because I do know there's more teams entering. Dignitas just recently picked up a roster. You know, Fnatic recently entered, and these teams are franchised in other games. Reels is kind of on mana grind, which, if we can just be a little bit honest, is not really a competitive team at the moment anymore. Reels and Forsen have both advanced, so mana grind represented strong, but they're not really doing much. And I feel like Reels is one of these best, like, unsaid free agents out there that's still kind of just being on his own. He's not really practicing with much people. He's just kind of using his own head and trying to compile some decks. And he has come out swinging. Let me tell you, 2-0 in this kind of Group A, which has names like 6-0 Amaz and RDU, and he's able to sweep RDU. Wow, what a great way to start off the first day of this tournament for him.
And with a Paladin, so I'm so hyped. Frodan, what's the next match? The next match will be Amaz versus RDU. Oh my god.
Really?
A rematch again.
Nice. The rematch that we all want. It's the continuation of the rivalry. I don't know if RDU can climb back in this group now that he's down 0-2 and he got swept. But a match with Amaz is one that he's been asking for ever since he dropped the series in the semifinals at IEM Shenzhen. That makes me really excited.
Definitely, he wants to play versus Amaz and he wants to win. So I'm sure he was going to do his to give his best.
All right, cool, guys. We are going to take a couple of minutes to get ready for Amaz vs. RDU rematch. You're watching the VGVN Next Rammus Release Tournament. If you want to know what more about VGVN, type ! giveaway and find out more, because they're giving away a cyber-powered PC as noted at the bottom of the Twitch channel. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody, to the VGVN Next Rammus Release Tournament. We just got word during the break that RDU still can advance if he's able to 3-1 Amaz. This is the condition that it's been given, so that way he can advance through his groups, even though he lost 0-3 versus Rios. I guess the series was close enough previously where he still has a chance. So, RDU either has 3-0 or 3-1 Amaz, a convincing win in order to advance. Meanwhile, Amaz, he wants to win this series as best as he can, so that way he can position himself to get second place in this group. Rios is guaranteed first place, no matter what.
So right now, basically, anybody can go through after Reels. Reels is there. Reels is already with Forsen and Savit in our top 4. And now we'll have 2 more matches to decide who is the next player. Is it Sixo, Amaz, or RDU? RDU was preparing for this match a lot. Like, he faced Amaz before. He faced Amaz in the final of the tournament, or the final of the DreamHack Summer. Some players question, and some viewers still question his win of the DreamHack Summer final. Then he faced Amaz in the IEM Shenzhen. He lost to Amaz. So now he's back facing Amaz again, and he really wants to win, especially if he actually has a chance to advance to the top 4 with a 3-0 or 3-0 win. A 3-0 or 3-1. Yeah, that's right. So I'm hyped. Like, this might be an amazing match, an amazing match as well. Amaz is running Priest with Ragnaros, a lot of his own decks, with his Hunter with explosive traps. So yeah, I mean, we can expect anything in here. If we go into 3-2 or a 2-3, then it will be Amaz or Sixo advancing, and Amaz still won't be out.
It requires Sixos to lose to Reels, right? I believe so. Because then Sixo would be 1-2, Amaz is 1-2, and RDU is 1-2. That's the only way for the 3-way tie in the bottom for the second spot here. So the bans have been decided. Amaz has banned the Rogue, and RDU has banned the Priest from Amaz? No.
This is so good, because
Oh my
when we were
God.
talking about it in Shenzhen we had a similar system with a best of 5 and bans as well. RDU was like, why should I ban Priest? I will never ban Priest of Amaz because it's a bad deck. I can win versus it without any problems. And then Amaz actually like wrecked RDU with his Priest. So now it seems like RDU has a lot of respect for Amaz and his Priest and his skills playing the Priest. What do you think about it?
It's amusing. Just like you said, RDU says, if I'm going to face something like Priest, I'm just going to let Priest have to beat me. But now I think he's shown some respect. Maybe this is growth in RDU's game to say, you know what, maybe I'm not going to let Amaz play a class that he's practiced thousands of hours with. And it makes sense. I think it's Amaz's best class by far because he's able to think of all these board clears and really cool situational combo plays. And it forces him to win with his other classes rather than something that he's spent thousands of hours refining. And now Amaz will play as Hunter. Even though Hunter, I think, is still a really good choice to ban something, I think Priest is also a solid one.
Right now, those players will face each other playing Warlock. Both of them are playing a Zoo deck. Amaz will be playing a Zoo, like more or less standard Zoo with Void Terror. 1 copy of Void Terror as a surprise, but other than that, it seems like a standard list with Wild Growth. Oh wait, no Wild Growth, but still, the list is pretty standard. And then RDU is playing also a standard list with double Void Terror. So we've seen all those Warlock decks before. We've seen the Demon Lock played by both Sixo and Reels. Here it's Zoo versus Zoo, and we open with this match, with this game.
That's really cool too, because Amaz, I think this is the first time I've seen him play Zoo in any kind of high-level tournament. He's always played Handlock, and now he's bringing the other side where he's playing a much more aggressive deck. I think I haven't really seen him play any other version of it. It's not like he's played, Aggro Paladin or Aggro Rogue. Instead, this might be the first time we see him use it. So, we're going to see whether or not Amaz has the killer instinct, right? Because aggro, everyone kind of pegs as more of a, quote, brain-dead way to play Hearthstone. But, at these high-level stakes, there are a lot of intricacies, especially to the mirror matchup, Nimsh.
Yeah, you can definitely, playing aggro and not knowing how to play it, you can definitely play too conservatively and just give out the win. Like, instead of just winning the game in 2 turns, you can just start trading and just lose the chance. And now we are going into the game with RDU having Jack Coin and double Flame Imp. Oh my god, and the Chugga
And
as well.
Soulfire.
Sick. This is a sick opening from RDU.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to bounce back off of this kind of start. You flood the board with 2 of your strongest 1-drops. You have a Soulfire to take down anything that can oppose to it, and you're going to be able to get in lots of damage. And the person who strikes first is really in a favorable position because the person who's second can't life tap as easily in order to get back in the game without being threatened of just dying.
On the other hand, Amas has a pretty solid lineup with a Death Rattle minions. So it's like RDU is winning right now with the big 3-2 imps. He will probably play Juggler and kill the Voidwalker. But still, Amas has all those sticky minions that can help him to turn around the game in mid game.
Oh wait. Well, there is a possibility for some magic to happen because he
man.
does have the Knife Juggler and the Haunted Creeper. If it hits
And Elven
minions, it'll
Archer
be
as
really
well.
good. Elven Archer can go for the clear. I don't believe it. Is this gonna happen? Oh, okay.
Not really,
well,
but still, this was
3 out of
a
4.
huge turn.
3 out of 4 is not bad, and RDU cannot be happy with how that transpired.
Also, those Flame Imps that died pretty easily, they dealt 6 damage total to RDU. So right now, RDU is losing on board, and he's losing on health as well.
He went for a pretty risky play of maybe discarding the Doomguard, but he knows he's going to get his board clear, but he wants to have this powerful card still being pushed out in the next couple of turns. So now this is going to be an opportunity for Amas to start controlling once again. He picks up something like Defender of Argus or Abusive Sergeant, and that becomes a board that's really hard to push through.
This is so crazy. Oh, he gets a Dwarf, which is kind of huge because he didn't even have a turn 4 play.
That's
now
excellent.
Dark Iron Dwarf is not easy to clear. Amas doesn't have enough damage to kill it, but he can just push with damage. The problem is, RDU has a Doomguard just waiting for the next turn, being
Nice
played
top
without
deck.
any drawback at least. Oh, sweet.
Yep, he gets the Abusive Sergeant to trade, and that's the most important thing. Just keep going for the trades, control the board as much as possible. I like keeping the Argent Squire in the center here, so that way things like Defender of Argus become really powerful. You use the Divine Shield as your leverage.
Right now, the board that Amas has is so good with so many small minions dealing as much damage as possible. Doomguard is a nice card, but then it's just one card. If there is something like Defender of Argus coming out from Amas, Doomguard will be just stopped.
I think you do tap. You have enough to trade in. You may be able to do something better. Ooh,
Can
the
you
Ruby
clear this,
Egg is
dude?
really slow.
You're not able to deal with this, but then you deal more damage each turn. The problem is like you are lower.
How about this? Do you have the gall to push for damage anyways and force Doomguard to be in a tough position where it can't clear?
No, I guess a clear is fine here, especially because